What's up, everyone? This is Rich Considine with the RJC Audio Experience. It's Tuesday, June 20th, 2017. You can find us at www.rjcsnc.com, also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our newly created YouTube channel. I want to take a couple of minutes to talk more about this week's blog post titled Different Strokes for Different Folks. The motivation behind this post came from an experience that my wife and I had just a couple of weeks ago. We joined a big box gym in Chicago, mostly because it offered childcare. We could drop our kids off for 45 minutes and get a workout in together. Believe it or not, that doesn't happen often in this house. So, if you're not familiar with big box gyms, there's a certain process. So, every potential member gets a tour of the facility. On the day that I went, I had my 2 kids with me. And I could just see on this salesman's face, he wanted no part of a 4 and a 6-year-old on a tour. And I was cool with that because to me, these gyms are all the same. As long as they're clean, I'm cool with that. I also bypassed an initial consultation with a personal trainer. Not because I wasn't interested, but I just couldn't fit it into my schedule. My wife, on the other hand, she was able to make it work. In fact, she was looking forward to the appointment. She likes to work with a trainer, and I am cool with that, even if it isn't me. So, the trainer put her through a series of tests which reveals some pretty good information both for the trainer and the participant. Based on this information, the trainer then made a recommendation to my wife, and that was to add 10 pounds of muscle. When she told me this, my first response was, "What?" You see, if you don't know my wife, she's 4'11", 105 pounds. She spent most of her life competing at a very high level in Taekwondo, and she has more muscle mass than the average woman. Now I understand where the trainer was going with this. Muscle helps burn fat. See, I preach it to my people all the time. However, 10 more pounds of muscle on my wife's frame just wouldn't look right. And I know this was a look she wasn't going for. My wife is a mom and a businesswoman in her late 30s. She simply wants to be a little bit more healthy. So, I drank a lot of coffee on Sunday when I was writing that blog, so this is where I kind of went off on a little bit of a rant. But don't ever let anyone tell you how you should look. Not a trainer, magazine, the media, social media, Hollywood, HSN, a fitness guru, a doctor, a boyfriend or girlfriend, society, model, athlete, or alien. How you look should be determined by you. Ultimately, you decide what's right or wrong, good or bad for you. I'm telling you right now, that trainer in the big box gym most likely doesn't give a shit. They are all about numbers and just trying to close a sale. Magazines, the media, social media, Hollywood, HSN, fitness gurus, models, and athletes are all full of it too. They are selling perfection. It's not hard to appear to have the body of a movie star when makeup artists, editors, camera angles, and lighting are all working in your favor. Nor is it hard to look like an Olympian if you are training 4 hours a day and have access to every supplement on earth to give you one more inch on that bicep or one more vein in your abdomen. To see one of these bodies and say to yourself, that's what I want to look like, is completely unrealistic. The bottom line is that the average person works hard for a living and is lucky to find 30 minutes a couple of times a week to get that workout in. Discover for yourself and make your own decision of what healthy means to you. And keep in mind that old saying, different strokes for different folks. So I called out doctors in my rant too because some are still using the old, outdated chart that you see hanging on the wall in their office. That chart is called the body mass index. The problem is that the BMI chart was created in the 1830s, around the same time the typewriter was invented. Do you know anybody still using a typewriter? Then why are doctors still using this chart to determine if you or I are overweight? It is 2017. The BMI chart is a mathematical formula that compares your height and weight. It does not take into consideration a long list of other factors. For example, David Ross from the defending World Series champion Chicago Cubs is 6'2" and 230 pounds. Grandpa Rossi is obese according to the BMI chart. Now let's analyze this for a minute. Ross played almost 15 seasons in Major League Baseball at catcher, arguably the most difficult position in the sport. He won 2 World Series rings and competed at the highest level at the age of 40. Immediately following his retirement, he foxtrotted his way to the finale of Dancing with the Stars. Yet, he is obese, according to a chart created around the same time the telegraph, Morse code, and the revolver were invented. Insanity. Oh, and by the way, at 4'11" at 115 pounds, after adding 10 pounds of muscle, my wife would be considered extremely underweight. I want to see anyone not named Rich tell her that she has to put on 10 pounds of anything. See if they don't get a front kick to the face. See, the problem is that the BMI chart fails to do the same thing that the trainer at the big box gym failed to do, and that is consider the human being. While a BMI chart can't listen to the person staring at it, a personal trainer or coach can. If the trainer would have been listening instead of speaking, he or she would have locked in that sale. One simple question would have sealed the deal. How can I help you? My wife most likely would have responded with, I just want to be a little healthier. And in my opinion, the trainer would have had a loyal customer for a very long time. Remember, when it comes to your health, it is all about you. It always has been and always will be. More importantly, there is a much better and easier way to determine your health. Measure your height and your waist. And if your waist is less than half of your height, you're all good. If it is more, you are at a greater risk for a chronic illness, according to the American Heart Association. And it is probably time to think about a healthier lifestyle, even if you went to visit that big box trainer. And finally, I called out aliens because there are people out there, not me, who absolutely believe without a doubt that aliens live among us. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. Once again, you can find us at www.rjcsnc.com, also on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our newly created YouTube channel. Have a great week, everyone.